this tent is cheap and cheerful, and judging by reviews, people seem to love it. But is it actually any good? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it, including what's in the storage bag, the specs, and a first look at what this tent has to offer. Now, before we talk about the packed weight and what's included in the storage bag, let's cover the basics. This is the Amazon Basics 4-person 3-season tent and is currently priced at £38.84 direct from Amazon here in the UK. As the name suggests, it's designed to sleep up to 4 people and is intended for spring, summer and autumn camping. It's available in an orange and grey colour scheme, and there are other size options if you need something smaller or larger. The packed weight of the storage bag comes in at 4.2 kilograms, and the size comes in at 62 centimeters by 17 centimeters by 17 centimeters. So this storage bag is too heavy and too big for backpacking. But if you're just going to be popping it in the back of your car and driving up to where you're going to be camping, then this is perfect. So inside your storage bag, you're going to get an instructional booklet. You'll then get your main tent. You will then have your outer rain flyer. You then get 3 fiberglass tent poles. 2 of them are black, 1 of them is orange. You then get 8 aluminium ground pegs, and then you get 1 storage net. Now, when it comes to setting up this tent, it's quick and easy, and it shouldn't take you longer than about 6 to 8 minutes to set up. The beauty of this tent as well is that you can set it up on your own. So the first thing you want to do is get your tent laid out. The next thing to do is to connect both your black fiberglass tent poles together and then simply just crisscross them over the top of your tent. You will then notice you have these orange pole sleeves on your tent. You simply just thread your tent poles through those tent pole sleeves. You then have to go around and connect each of the corners of your tent to your tent poles, which is nice and easy because on the corners of your tent you'll see a little pin. All you do is put that pin inside the corners of your tent poles. Now, before you put on your rain flyer, as you can see, this tent has a nice lot of mesh on it. So if you're camping and it's going to be really warm and it's definitely not going to rain, you could simply just use your tent as it is, because with all this mesh, it's going to give you maximum airflow, but at the same time, it's going to help keep any insects out. Also, with a nice lot of air getting inside this tent, it will help reduce any condensation. You then want to lay out your rain flyer, and then what you want to do is connect the orange fiberglass pole. You will then notice on each end of your rain flyer there are a couple of little pockets. You simply just slide each end of your orange fiberglass tent pole in these pockets, and then simply there's just a little nylon tie which you have to tie to your tent pole. All you then do is lift this over the top of your tent. Once you've put your rain flyer over the top of your tent, you will then notice attached to your rain flyer in each corner you have these little Velcro straps. These simply just go round the tent poles in each corner of your tent. And then finally on the ends of your rain flyer you will notice a hook with a little bit of a bungee cord. These simply just hook onto the rings in the corners of your tent. And then the last few things to do are to peg and guy out your tent. Now, your guy lines already come attached to your tent. You will find one in each corner of your tent. However, before you peg and guy out your tent, this is a freestanding tent, which is great because if you've set your tent up and you're not happy where you've set it up, you can simply just lift this tent up and move it to wherever you want. Once you've then pegged and guyed your tent out, don't forget we have that little ceiling storage pocket which we will just connect to the ceiling of your tent, but we'll have a look at that when we have a look inside the tent. So having a quick look around this tent is classed as a dome tent. I really like the orange and grey colour on this tent. It's definitely bright enough so you're going to be able to find your tent on a busy campsite. It just has the one entrance, but it also has a window on the other side of this tent. Also, don't forget it has a lot of mesh on the inside of this tent, as I showed you earlier. So it's going to give you a nice bit of airflow, which in turn will help reduce any condensation, but also importantly, it's going to help prevent any insects from getting inside your tent. Also to mention, it has a power cable little opening on the tent, so you can thread a power cable through if you're wanting to hook up to the mains on your campsite. When it comes to the fabrics on this tent is made from polyester, and it has a waterproof coating on it. The floor of the tent is made from a 1000 denier polyethylene with welded seams. Now, looking at a lot of reviews online, a lot of people have said when it comes to the waterproofing on this tent, they haven't had any issues. Now, when it comes to the wind resistance on this tent, the company doesn't actually specify. However, once again, looking at a few reviews online, some people have said that they've had this tent out in between 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, and they've had no issues with it. And I'd have to agree with that, considering the build quality of this tent. Now, as mentioned earlier, you do just get the one door, which can be kept zipped up, or you can unzip it and roll and toggle it back. I have to mention, with the zip on this tent, it is a good quality zip. It's nice and smooth, and I haven't found any snagging with the zip. Now, above the door, you do get a mesh window with a back-in fabric panel that can simply be rolled down, so you can let in a nice little bit of airflow, or you can zip that back-in panel back up to keep in a bit of warmth or to give you a bit of privacy. You can do exactly the same with the rear window on this tent. So having a look at the internal size of this tent, and remember, it's been designed for 4 people. However, with an internal size of 274 centimeters in length, 84 centimeters in width, and an internal height of up to 122 centimeters, I would say this tent would be better suited for 3 people, not 4. However, because of the generous height in this tent will suit taller people. You also get a couple of storage pockets each side of your tent, and then you also get that little storage net on the ceiling, which I showed you earlier, and you also get a little loop attached to the ceiling of your tent, so you can hang a little camping lamp. So my final thoughts. Well, for around £39, I think this tent is excellent value for money. It's quick and easy to set up. It's weather ready in the right conditions. It's spacious enough for at least 3 people, but perhaps a squeeze for 4. If you are realistic where and when you're going to be using this tent, I think you're going to be very happy with this tent. Now, is it perfect in every way? Well, of course it's not. But then again, what tent is? But I'd love to know what you think, so please put your thoughts in the comments section below. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If you are into camping gear and camping videos, consider subscribing to the channel. But in saying all that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.